So good morning again.
Good morning.
Some housekeeping. Other than the presenter and stenographer, everyone else should have their cameras off and mics muted. The stenographer needs to be on so that she can quickly let us know if she cannot hear or needs something repeated. Good day, I am Leah Laplace, Territorial Planner with the Division of Comprehensive and Coastal Zone Planning within the Department of Planning and Natural Resources, and I'll be serving as the chair of this public hearing. With me today is Assistant Commissioner Keith Richards.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are here pursuant to Title 29, Chapter 3, Sections 238 and 239 of the Virgin Islands Code, which provide for the amendment of the zoning maps and the conduct of public hearings on petitions to amend zoning maps. Once the public hearing is complete, we have 30 days by law to prepare a recommendation report, which goes to the commissioner for signature. Once he has signed off on the recommendation report, we forward a copy to the legislature and the applicant. The legislature will call a committee of the whole public hearing based on their schedule. DPNR has to appear and read the report into the record of that hearing. Following the legislature's committee of the whole hearing, the legislature will then schedule a session to vote on the request if a senator has sponsored a bill. Before we begin, I would like to review the procedure that we will be following. First, the applicant will present their request and intention to develop the property. Upon completion of their presentation, staff will then ask questions of the applicant. Any letters on file in support of or in opposition to the proposed zoning amendment will be read into the record. The floor will then be opened to members of the audience wishing to testify in support of the petition. Members of the audience wishing to testify in opposition will follow. I ask that members of the audience limit their statements to a maximum of 3 minutes. Finally, the applicant will make a closing statement and respond to any statements which may have been made. Today's agenda is ZAT-22-3, Government Employees Retirement System of the Virgin Islands, requesting that parcel numbers 2 and 4 Estate Thomas, numbers 6B and 6F New Quarter St. Thomas, be rezoned from W2 Waterfront Industrial to R3 Residential Medium Density. The purpose of the request is for ground lease to developer for construction of a hotel. I will now ask the applicant to identify themselves and begin their presentation.
Good morning and Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Austin L. Nibs. I'm the Administrator CEO of the Government Employees Retirement System of the Virgin Islands. Appearing with me today are Kathy M. Smith, General Counsel, Ishmael Myers, Jr., Deputy General Counsel, Asia Clendenin Gomes, Chief Operating Officer, Otis Smith, Operation Manager at Havensight Mall, Roy Moorhead, Chief Security Officer at Havensight Mall, and Glenville Henderson, GRS Investment Analyst. We are pleased to be in attendance in full support of GRS's application ZAT-22-3, requesting that parcels number 2 and 4 Estate Thomas, numbers 6B and 6F New Quarter, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, as shown on DWG number 1843-V-3 and OLG file number A9-431-T93, dated June 25, 1993, be rezoned from W2 waterfront industrial to R3 residential medium density. The purpose of the request is for the GRS to enter into a ground lease with the developer for construction of an upper mid-scale limited hotel on the Havensight Mall property. The GRS purchased the Havensight Mall from the West Indian Company Limited, so known as WICO, in 1993 after WICO purchased the mall and docked from the Danes. GRS then entered into a management agreement with WICO to manage the mall as its agent, which ended on March 30, 2020, with GRS assuming direct management of the mall with the intent to redevelop and rebrand the mall. One of the first major developments is the demolition of the dated and damaged warehouses, which are eyesores that sit on parcels number 2 and 4. Parcel number 2 will be leased for development of 5 stories, 125-room brand name hotel, and parcel number 4 will be used for welcome center, parking, and green space. Warehouse J, the structure on the south side of the property adjacent to the Virgin Haven restaurant, will be renovated and used by tenants for storage. The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we will do business at the Havensight Mall. The mall cannot survive depending 100% on the cruise ship industry. We must diversify the mix of the stores to attract more local community shopping in the mall and provide a cultural experience for all who visit the mall. Having a hotel at the Havensight Mall is a game changer for the GRS, for our tenants, with the increased foot traffic in addition to the cruise ship visitors. We know that this project will be the first new hotel being built in St. Thomas in decades, which will be a major boost for the tourism product and resiliency to the economy of the territory. We look forward to any questions, concern, and clarification for the proposed project. Thank you. Now I'll have Ms. Aja Clenidden-Gums, the Chief Operating Officer of the GRS, to make a slide presentation.
Good morning. The Government Employees Retirement of the Virgin Islands Rezoning Hearing Presentation. The first slide we will go over portrays the aerial view of the Havensight Mall. You would see from the slides to the north of the mall, we have WICO and Port of Sale. To the south of the proposed parcels 2 and 4, the white warehouses closest to the ocean, we have Virgin Haven, Budget, and Señor Frogs. To the east, we have Havensight Mall, Buccaneer Mall, and lots of green area directly behind the commercial district with Paradise Point on the top. To the west, we have the WICO dock. In this aerial view, you see where the cruise ship is and the ocean. This is another vantage point. Again, the proposed area for the hotel is the L-shaped white warehouse closest to the ocean. The first phase of our project will include the demolition of the existing warehouses. Shown on the screen are warehouses 3, Michael's storeroom, the Welcome Center, warehouses 5, 4, and 4A. As Mr. Nibs read, warehouse J, closest to Virgin Haven, will remain as storage for tenants of the Havensight Mall. The developer's name is to be determined. The legal address for the site where the development is proposed was read into the record by Administrator Nibs, and the project's scope and description, again, it's for the ground lease of the construction and build of an upper mid-scale limited service hotel on parcel number 2. Above ground pool, it would include a bar, a kitchen, a meeting space. We would use modular construction. The developer would use modular construction technology to reduce impact on the environment and construction waste. Parcel 4 will be used for additional parking and a large green space area. The proposed building on parcel 2, shown here, 70,586 square feet of hotel, 5 stories, 126 rooms with 27 parking spaces on this number 2 parcel. The modular process that would be used is step 1, there is Palcom provides a pre-construction services to help his team, design the optimal modular solution for the project. The finishes are done at the manufacturer's site. The rooms come together like you see in number 3 in little boxes. They provide training to the contractor, and they send on-site instructors to the building site to assist in installation. They would come on a container port in the evening and be set up, I would say, almost overnight. It will take a couple weeks, but much quicker than our traditional construction process. These are additional pictures of parcel number 2. Again, parcel number 2 is where the site would be for the upper to mid-scale hotel. Again, GRS is entering into a ground lease to diversify the mall. These are additional shots of parcel number 2. These additional shots of parcel number 2 provide various angles of the site intended for the ground lease. The conceptual drawing of the 5-story hotel is as follows on site number 2, parcel 2. Proposed project water and waste, estimated average daily water and waste water usage would be 191 beds, 126 rooms, 5 floors, 70,586 square feet, averaging about 30 gallons per person. So you see the total yearly gallons of water is almost 1.5 million gallons. There will be a 20 by 12 foot pool. The shallow depth would be 4 feet with 7,000 gallons in the pool. Other amenities such as the kitchen, the laundry, the public spaces, it's estimated to use 803,000 gallons for a total of 1,763,999 gallons of water. Currently, the Havensight Mall is on the public water system through the Water and Power Authority. We do have a few cisterns on site. Projected wastewater for guest rooms, kitchen, and laundry is 1,708,017. Parcel number 4 would have green space for the public and our visitors. The welcome center will be placed there and parking for guests. Parcel 4 is the parcel where that warehouse was damaged. See on the screen. Questions and answers. What's currently on the property and what has been the past use of the property? So the property has been used for warehouses, it's been used for storage and parking. And currently the property is at about 50% currently in use. Other structures damaged by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Surrounding the property, we covered already to the north, Wyco's Administration Building, Port of Sale, Wendy's, Haven Grand. To the south, Haven Grand Restaurant, Budget Rental Car, the INGN offices, the gym, Olsen, Your Frogs, and the closed Butterfly Farms. To the east, Havensight Mall stores, Buccaneer Mall, and then way up on the hill, the tramway. And to the west, it's Ocean and Wyco's Dock. So the proposed, as we've been stating, is for the hotel, the Welcome Center, green space, and parking to be there on parcels number 2 and 4. There is no flooding or a gut on the properties to be rezoned, on those parcels to be rezoned, and no cultural or historical resources on those parcels. Nor is there any endangered plants or animals, and it's not within a tree boa habitat. This will be a multi-phase development, with the first phase being the demolition of the warehouses, and the second phase being the construction of the hotel, parking spaces, and green space. There are no homes to be built on parcels number 2 and 4. The lot size for the hotel to be developed on in parcel 2 is 1.62 acres, 51,256 square feet. And again, it will be for hotel rooms. The business name is to be determined. Mr. Miller is our developer. And the prices range depend on season and to be determined. The amenities proposed will be a pool, a fitness center for guests, and a meeting space. The proposed timeline, demolition, once we receive the permit, will take 3 months. And then 1 year from the permit and groundbreaking, subject to COVID and supply chain delays, of course, would be 1 year for the completion of the hotel. There are sewer and water sources on site. It will be 1 building, 5 stories, employing 25 persons, a 24-hour operation with 126 rooms. There are 27 spaces on parcel 2, about 40 on parcel 4, and hundreds of parking spaces at the Havensight Mall. There will be landscaped greenery and benches and a lawn for the green space and buffering the area of the hotel property. This concludes the PowerPoint presentation for the GERS rezoning.
Thank you. That concludes the presentation overall for GERS.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the only question I have, I saw you mentioned kitchen. Would there be a restaurant on that site?
No.
It
No.
would be a limited service. They're not going to be serving like full lunch and dinner and anything like that. It'll be a small thing because they're business travelers is what they're attracting. So if they have a muffin or something like that, the developer really wants the hotel guests to patronize the restaurants on the property of Havensight.
Okay, so just be for the hotel use.
Correct.
Not for the general public. Okay.
That is correct.
Any questions, Assistant Commissioner Richards?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Chief.
In your presentation, you indicated the amount of wastewater that's going to be generated from the hotel. Is the site currently serviced by VIWMA Waste Management?
Yes.
And is it the intent for the development to be hooked up to the public sewage?
Yes.
In terms of electricity, what is the plan for the developer? Is the developer going to put in a generator, or is he going to be? Or are they going to be hooked up to WAPA?
Presently, that's something that we have under consideration. We have been meeting with WAPA in regards to a project, regards to power generation at the mall. You know, maybe in something like a grid concept where we would supply our own power. We've also been speaking with WAPA on the water distribution, because we plan to partner with them to change out those old piping that are under the ground. So there's some options. However, we're in discussion right now, and we're looking forward to our own power generation at the mall, similar to grid concept.
Okay, so so the property is currently under lease. The lease has already been executed?
No, it has not been.
Yes. Okay. And in terms of the operation of the hotel and the continued operation of the mall, are you trying to enter into like a partnership with them? Or once you lease the property, if the property is rezoned and you lease the property and the property is developed as a hotel, what would be the relationship between the hotel and the mall?
Landlord-tenant relationship. The developer is looking obviously for a long-term lease, and but it would be just like a landlord-tenant, similar to the port of sale. Landlord-tenant, port of sale has a ground lease also, so it just be a landlord-tenant relationship.
Okay, and similarly, would they be involved in the maintenance of the entire area? Would that be part of the lease that they have to contribute to the overall maintenance of the Waiko area?
Yes, I mean the area that they would be leasing, they would have to maintain that. Also, you know, it's a negotiation thing that we're looking at. We have certain provisions in our draft of the term sheet. So, you know, I think the developer has been very open and receptive, but they would be required to maintain the area that they lease.
And again, it's the Havensight Mall,
The Havensight Mall,
not the Waiko.
the Waiko.
Thank you.
Right, Havensight Mall. So in terms of the height, I know some in the public may view the height and have issues with the views. Have you been able to do sort of a conceptual assessment of how the 5 stories would impact the view from various locations, east, north, and west and south of the property?
Yeah, I mean, if Ms. Clendenin wants to put up the presentation, if you look east, direct east of that property, there are no houses there at all.
Right.
And if you look at the top, there's houses way on the top, which would not in any way have any impact on the views. And even if you go to the northeast, they would be clear. Those homes are also clear, so they wouldn't impact the views, in my opinion, at all. And especially directly east of that, there's green space there. There are no homes there.
That is correct.
Okay.
And everything else would be high up in the hill. They would see clear over it. I think the hotel would be shorter than the cruise ships that come there.
Okay. And what about property that's east but that's vacant land that's not developed?
Well, to some extent, you have 5 stories. So if Ms. Clendenin can put up, I saw one of the pictures of let's see, we want to show you exactly It's on page, let's see, no, we don't have a page, but parcel number 2, site picture and area.
Uh-huh.
Yep, right there on the top left. As you can see, if you put that hotel right there, where that warehouse is right now, there's just vacant property there, and the homes are higher up, so there's no impact really.
Right. Correct, because it's on the ground level and everything above is elevated. They would see
Perfect.
clear over it if that area is developed. That clearing of the land is slated, I think, to be a parking deck.
So those individuals on the top can really see over that hotel.
Have you gotten any comments from any of the surrounding property owners as thus far regarding your project?
I have not received any.
Yeah.
And we have not received any at 60s.
Yeah. All right, I don't have any other questions at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. So at
Thank you.
this time, we'll open the floor for any public comments or questions. If you could raise your hand, please, and I'll recognize you. So it could be put on the record. There will also be a public comment period after the public hearing if you do not wish to put any verbal comments at this time. I will allow for verbal comments if we have any. Okay, I see Raymond Fournier. If you could
Yes.
identify yourself and go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. Yes, I just want to make note in the record that we just received the documents identifying the whole project. We had not seen it before. I represent the Unlimited Holdings portion, which is the Guardian building. So, I reserve comments at this time because we haven't really seen all the details.
Sir, could you please put your name on the record?
Raymond Fournier. I represent Unlimited Holdings Inc. Is the owner of the property, which is known as the Guardian Building, 14 AB Estate Thomas.
Thank you. And there will be a comment period, so you could get those comments into me. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no other hands raised, I'll ask the applicant to make a closing statement.
Well, thank you, DPNR, Ms. LaPlante and Mr. Richards for giving us the time to make our presentation on rezoning of the parcels at the Havensight Mall. As you know, Havensight Mall is changing, and having a hotel like this and also the diversification of our tenants will make it a better cultural experience and improve foot traffic to the mall. We're looking for more local community involvement, cultural projects, so it would make it a place to go other than going down to the main street. We want people to be able to have an experience and stay within the mall. So this is one of the reasons why we feel that this hotel will be a game changer for the mall. And we look forward to comments from individuals, and the process goes forward. We look forward to also participating in those hearings. Thank you.
Thank you. So I've put up the last slide. We will have a public comment period ending January 23rd. And so any written comments from the public, please email them to me at the address on the screen, leah.laplace@dpnr.vi.gov. The recommendation report will then be prepared based on the received comments and evaluation of the proposal. As a reminder, the recommendation report could state approval, modification, or denial of the applicant's request. The public hearing is now at an end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.